I trusted my son with my life. That morning, he stood in the driveway, wiped his hands on his jeans, and said calmly, "Mom, I checked the brakes. You're good to go." 3 hours later, my phone rang, and what the voice on the other end told me changed everything I believed about my own family. But before I tell you about that call, you need to understand why finding a tracking device under my car terrified me more than any brake failure ever could. My name is Elaine Parker. I'm 54 years old, widowed, one son, one car, one quiet life. Or at least, I thought it was quiet. Until the day I realized someone had been watching my every move, and that someone lived in my house. It started on a Tuesday morning. When I pressed the brakes, my car made a strange grinding sound. Not loud, not dramatic, just wrong. My son Jacob was home. He's 27, smart, logical, calm, too calm sometimes. "Can you take a look?" I asked. He knelt near the tires, opened the hood, pressed the brake pedal a few times. Then he smiled. "You're imagining things, Mom. I checked everything. It's safe." I believed him. Why wouldn't I? He's my son. I drove to work anyway. But something felt off. Every red light made my heart race. Every stop sign felt heavier than usual. And then I noticed something strange. Cars I didn't recognize. Always behind me. Not close. Not obvious. Just there. I told myself I was being paranoid. I was wrong. That evening, I parked in my driveway. My keys slipped from my hand. As I bent down to pick them up, I saw it. A small black box under the rear bumper. Magnetic. Blinking once every few seconds. I didn't scream. I didn't move. Because I knew exactly what it was. A GPS tracker. My hands shook so badly I had to sit on the ground. Someone had planted it. And only one person had touched my car recently. I didn't confront Jacob. I didn't remove the tracker. Instead, I waited. I wanted to know how far this went. Over the next few days, Jacob started asking questions he shouldn't know the answers to. Why did you take a different route today? Why were you late leaving work? Who were you meeting near Oak Street? I never told him any of that. That's when it hit me. This wasn't about safety. This was about control. Friday morning, as I grabbed my purse, Jacob stopped me. "Mom," he said casually, "I checked the brakes again last night." Cold shot through my body. I hadn't asked him to. That afternoon, I drove straight to a mechanic I trusted. I didn't accuse anyone. I didn't explain the tracker. I just said, "Please check everything." 20 minutes later, the mechanic's face went pale. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "your brake line's been tampered with." Cut, then loosely reattached. One hard stop, and it would have failed completely. Jacob didn't check the brakes. He controlled when they would fail. I drove home shaking. 3 hours later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. "Mrs. Parker," a calm male voice said, "tell your son to stop." My blood turned to ice. "You weren't supposed to find the tracker." The line went dead. That's when I understood something terrifying. Jacob wasn't acting alone. That night, I sat across from my son at the dinner table. "How long?" I asked. He didn't pretend not to understand. "You were never supposed to be scared," he said. "Just predictable." I learned the truth. After my husband died, Jacob became obsessed with protecting me. He fell into online groups that talked about surveillance, control, total monitoring. He believed love meant ownership, and someone from those groups helped him. The tracker, the brakes, the call, all part of a test. I reported everything: the tracker, the sabotage, the call. Jacob didn't fight back. He just looked relieved, like his secret was finally heavy enough to put down. He moved out that week. The police traced the call overseas. Someone coaching him, manipulating him, using fear as control. I still love my son, but I no longer trust him with my life. Because sometimes the people closest to us aren't trying to protect us. They're trying to own us. And control, disguised as love, is the most dangerous thing of all.